So like sometime I would like have like my suitcase, and I would like prop my suitcase up and lay back, so I can lay back and the wind would blow, and then the trucks would go by, you know, and every once in a while it'd be like a wreck or something that'll keep me woke. A lot of different drugs and stuff on the street, just different things like that, you know, you see just being out here on a day-to-day basis. Oh, it wasn't a good situation at all.
Good morning. I like yours too. No. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, it wasn't me. So when I first moved here in 2007, I was asked to conduct sort of a pickup choir of those who were in attendance at the Stew Pot, the day shelter that day. And it was a scrappy sound, a scrappy group, and we may have had 12 people one time and 30 people the next, and it would only meet 2 or 3 times a year. In late 2014, we decided to formalize what had been the Stew Pot Choir into the Dallas Street Choir. And from that, we've blossomed. In 2.5 years, we've seen nearly 2,000 singers. We average between 80 and 100 people a week. We have sung at churches and synagogues, at schools, at performance venues, large and small, and we're always looking for new, creative ways to get our message of homeless, not voiceless, out into the community. This is not going to be an invisible community any longer with the help of the Dallas Street Choir.
I've always wanted to sing, always, and I've never had the chance, the confidence until I was going to school and I needed a bus pass, and they said you can go to choir and get one. And I was like, what? So then I came up here one time and it was just like, dude, I can really let this passion I have out here. My name is Michael Brown. I'm 33 years old. I'm originally from Fort Worth. I sleep down the street from the Theological by St. Joseph Street. I sleep on the very end on a mound. So I sleep there. That's where I rejuvenate my energy. That's where I study. That's where I that's where I get my peace of mind.
I got stranded here in Dallas. So for a while I lived on the street. I stayed at the bridge and various other shelters, and ended up at the Salvation Army. And from the Salvation Army, I was put into permanent supportive housing. My name's Deborah Scott. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm a sexy senior citizen, 63 years old, and I love to sing. Singing is my life. I've been with the Dallas Street Choir a little bit over a year now. A friend of mine told me about the choir, and I was like, okay, I love to sing. And I got here, and this is like family now. This is my getaway spot for the week. It's a highlight of my week.
My name is Tori Ellis. I'm 24 years old. I'm the youngest member in the street choir. Things just did not work out in the city of Terrell, and so I personally made the decision to kind of leave everything in my past. I was on the streets in Dallas. I stayed on a bridge for a short amount of time in and out of shelters. Singing is life. I come from singers. My grandmother, my mother, I got aunts and uncles that are singers, you know, and that's what they do for a living. So I've been singing for a long time, you know, performing at the local Walmart just to make ends meet so I can have something to go by, you know.
Can't you feel a brand new day? Can't you feel a brand new day?
I mean, Jonathan, I think he's a special person. He wasn't the type of person to condemn you because you didn't have years of practicing in a choir. It was just based upon participation. How can I help you out? Like, man, that's cool, man. You're a cool person for that, man. Thank you.
To me, the Dallas Street Choir has become a family. That I rely on them and they rely on me. And being here week in and week out is an emotional attachment that I just can't let them down. And I know that so many of the singers feel the same about the organization and about me as a person. We laugh together, we cry together, we sing a lot together, of course. And seeing their success, it's like a proud papa. when they have a new note that they've never hit and they do it beautifully, or they sing and they get their message out in a new way. It's just like when my son or my daughter have a new word or put together a sentence or have something new. I never want to miss it. 22 members will go to Carnegie Hall next week. Those 22 may never come back to the Dallas Street Choir after, because maybe they've moved in with a parent, maybe they found a job, maybe this experience was the kick in the pants to say, now's the time to make a change in my life. What am I going to do? And they might not come back to the Dallas Street Choir because they found success elsewhere. And that's okay. That's okay. That's what we're meant to do. We're meant to give and offer a sense of accomplishment for our members as much as we are to give them a voice in the community and to say, I'm homeless, but I'm not voiceless. I'm asked a lot, why Carnegie Hall? And I guess the answer is really, why not Carnegie Hall? That if you're going to go out on a limb, you may as well go to the very edge and see if that limb is going to sustain you and is going to hold you up. But going to Carnegie Hall and bringing our message of homeless, not voiceless, to the most famous concert hall in the world is something that we will be able to hold on to forever.
First of all, I've never been to New York. First of all, I've never rode a plane. It means a lot to me, you know. I mean, honestly, I feel like somebody actually cares for me.
This has been a series of firsts for me. My first Broadway play on Broadway. We got a chance to see the Statue of Liberty, Battery Park, Governor's Island, Ellis Island. We went to the 9/11 Memorial, and that was very moving.
Getting a chance to see all the historical landmarks and different things like that, you know, was very, very moving, because like it was a thing that I've never thought in a million years that I would even be eligible to go out to New York and say, I've been at this location, I've been at this location, I've seen this and I've seen that.
So all street choirs over here, got it.
Coming here on the plane, I realized that it's going to be the same old people no matter where you go, homeless, successful, whatever. It's the same old people, meaning same old ideas, just on different dirt, different soil. And the cool part is that we all have to learn to get along when we have different dialects, different languages, different heights, weights. We're all pushed somewhere and we got to do our best. You can't beat it. I really enjoy it. Tomorrow we're going to be performing at Carnegie Hall. I'm excited for that, but I've never really, you know, grasped the opportunity that was given to me. It's truly amazing. I'm truly grateful for this opportunity, and I never take it back. It's priceless.
There's a song called Electricity written by Elton John from his musical Billy Elliot, where we are going to go and we're going to sing about what it feels like to make music together. And it truly is electric when the voices unite in song.
Anytime when I get ready to perform, it's like electricity, you know, and if you don't pay your electricity bill, then your lights is gonna be out. But when you pay that electricity bill, then you'll be able to see the different pathways that are in front of you. And so I feel like the street choir is basically that opportunity to pay my light bill so that I can have that electricity to see the different opportunities like tonight that will be developed.
But now I'm found, I was blind, but now I see. I know the God will make a way. I know the Lord will make a way. I know He will.
Yeah.
He's quite remarkable. He has an anointing, a gift for bringing people of diverse backgrounds together over a common cause and being able to expose our humanity to one another.
I think that what I want to see these singers take from this experience is a sense of accomplishment like they've never had. To sing at Carnegie Hall, that's a memory that you can share with your children, your grandkids, and you will take that experience with you for the rest of your life. Singing in a choir and the power of music is really something special. That it doesn't matter if you're homeless or not, rich or poor, black or white, gay or straight, Jewish or Christian or Muslim. What matters is that you have a voice, and that in this world we're all breathing the same air, and we're all striving to be successful and feel good about ourselves and to have love in our hearts. And I think that that's what the Dallas Street Choir really is about.
In a time of so much divisive rhetoric and calls for just total schisms, we will show the world people, black, white, gay, straight, rich, poor, and somewhere in between. People coming together with one voice, with one heart. Because it's something about when people sing together, they all breathe together. So you become one breath, one commonality, and that being just the joy of singing. And when we stepped on the stage of Carnegie Hall for rehearsal, I was just floored. And I thought about all of the people who had been there before me and some of the famous people that would kill to be standing on this stage, and how fortunate and blessed we were to have this opportunity.
I feel like whatever struggle I went through to get to this point, it was worth it.
And I must confess, I got a little nervous.
Was emotional, very emotional.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Street Choir.
You know, I'm grateful that I walked out there on the stage and it wasn't butterflies in my stomach. It wasn't any nervousness. I was prepared to go forth and perform.
Carnegie Hall was an experience that I never forget. Singing on stage, period, you know, it's a challenge, and we were actually at Carnegie Hall in New York City, so, I mean, that alone just liberated me.
Carnegie Hall was an experience I will never, ever forget.
If you just listen to their story, then, you know, it would make you want to sit around, because it's like everybody that's homeless is not homeless because they've done something wrong. Some people are homeless because wrong things have happened to them.
Where we go from here, there's no telling. There's no limit. If we can go to Carnegie Hall, who knows what's next?
They've had an experience of a lifetime. And as I've always said, we don't make the claim to find housing or a job for our members. What we do is to feed their soul, to make their days better. And I think that what this trip did will continue to make each and every day better, because in their darkest hour, they can look back and say, I sang at Carnegie Hall, and that's something really special.
Brand new day. Take it back.